Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse. I've run into a little bit of luck because I've been watching YouTube channels here doing the Christmas break stuff, and I've been enjoying especially Renoa Super Genius, and he kind of showed a little thermal camera to plug in the end of his phone, and I think it was called the Seek, S-E-E-K, I think it was called. I thought, that's ingenious, I want one of those, and I actually went on to Amazon and I checked out the price, and it was about $300, maybe $250, I forget. And then I was watching another YouTube channel, Martin Law, I'll link to it right there. Super Geniuses right there, thank you. And he showed the Seek camera together with a FLIR camera. Same concept. You plug it in the end of your phone and you're good to go. And the phone is the computer in it all and takes pictures. And the FLIR was a little bit better than the Seek. And then my buddy came by, my good friend that lives nearby, and see what he got. He got a FLIR. Well, I convinced him that I needed to try that out. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. I was out playing with this last night, took a lot of pictures of my house from the outside to see where do all the heat go. That's gonna be fun. But let's go to the table and mount this and see what it can do. This is the camera. It comes in a very nice little case with some rubbery material around it, and it kind of pops out like this. And there is a little connection for your iPhone. This is the iPhone edition. It's also available in an Android edition. As far as I could see, you have to be very careful on what Android phone you try to use this on. It shouldn't be compatible with everything, but you know, iPhone is all good. And it's the FLIR ONE for iOS. So it has two little lenses. There's not much in it. There's an on-off button right there, and it has a tiny little internal battery, and you charge that right there with that's actually a micro USB connection. You need a phone, and I have my trusty old, it's very greasy. Let's, for filming purposes, just wipe that off. And I usually have this rubber thingy on my telephone to protect it. This is my company phone, so I don't want to drop it, because then I'll have to go ask my boss and tell him what kind of stupid stuff I've done now. So you connect that to your phone, and I'll choose to point it in the other direction, like that, and I will power on my phone. Oh, that's a lot of messages. And I downloaded a few apps for the FLIR. Just search the App Store for the FLIR ONE and you get a couple. That one, and then we turn on the camera up here, and that powers on, and then we should get a picture on here. There, it changes, and it shows my table. Kind of. There's not much on it. We can see my hand here for contrast. This is kind of a dangerous toy. Let's see, the table here is a keyboard, so if I press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can actually see the finger pressing on the table here, and you might be able to see which one I pressed first, or at least which one I pressed at all. They're fading out now, but this is pretty cool. Let's take a walk with this. I have this selfie stick that I'm gonna mount the camera on so that this will be easier. Here we are. It's mounted on the selfie stick. I had to put on a piece of gaffer duct tape here for it not to fall out of the selfie stick, because I usually use the selfie stick with the rubbery material that I put on my phone for protection, but without it, it slides out really fast, and I don't want to damage anything, neither the phone or the FLIR. Okay, this is gonna be advanced. Look over here. We can see the lamp, and there is something hot right there. The wall is very hot right there, and there is down here, there's some heat too. That's because back there is some wires for heating running, and they go into the bathroom. Out here in the hallway, The windows, you see the black lines under the windows? That's where it's very cold. So that's where the cold goes. But let's go into the data center. Let's see that. Here we have the hallway. The data center wall seems warm. And this pipe up here is warm also. That's the one that blows the hot air from the data center and into the room. It looks like burning hot. It's absolutely not. It's probably just a few degrees hotter. Here is the data center. I have to turn on the lights, but let's see if I can get far enough away. There is a server. Actually, some of the servers are very cold. That's the ones that are on. See, like that one in the middle? That's all black, and that's because it's sucking in cold air. So the front of the server is very cold. And the same thing down here, also a cold server. But on top of that and beneath it, it's very warm. And over here, only one of these servers are actually even powered. It's that one blinking. They're not particularly warm. Because they look red is because the air from behind the servers are getting out in front of these servers. And the disk drives. So that's what the data center looks like. And the light never turned on. And you can see a door like this where I think there is heat behind the door, but the frame over here, up here is a bad place, huh? It's all black in the corner there. That means that, is that good or is that bad? I think it might actually be good. It's very cold right there. Oh, colder. This is what the radiator looks like. Very nice and hot. Looks pretty cool, right? I love it. This is a cool toy. It's available on Amazon. I'll link to it in the bottom if you want to go check this out. It's very interesting. I think it's $200-300 for this attachment for a phone. I think it's very cool. So, oh yeah, there is another thing we should see. Maybe we can see that, I'm not sure, but we can give it a try. Out here is my heat pump. Oh, we are seeing the reflection in the window. This is my heat pump, and you can kind of see the wiring for it, where the heats go in and out and into the heat pump. And there's a hot area right there in the corner of it, so maybe that would be a perfect place to put a little bit of insulation. Right there. That would be cool. Another radiator down here. You see how it's all hot on the top of it and it becomes colder down. It's perfect. And I have a cold spot over here in the corner. There is some insulation missing right there. That's a good place to insulate something, if I could get to that. Interesting. Well, otherwise you can follow the room around here and see up here in the corner also a cold spot. And over there, it seems to be the corners that are coolest. Really weird. Here we have a golden thing under the window because down there is the radiator. Right there. Couch. And and black lines under the windows where the cold air from when the air is cooled by the glass, it goes down and then it ends up down there at the bottom of the window, and very hot on top. Up here along the ceiling it's very warm, and in the corners it's cold. Weird. And of course, let's see what I look like. Probably a bit weird, but I am kind of hot, right? You get that? We'll just go into the computer and I'll show some of the pictures that I took with this thing yesterday. I was outside in the cold. It wasn't freezing, but it was very near freezing outside, and I went out and took some pictures of my house, because that's what these cameras are really good at, figuring out where is the insulation missing. And I also went around inside the house. I also went around inside the house and took some pictures, and I think a little bit of film too. So we'll go see that. So here is a whole bunch of pictures that I took yesterday and a little something that I took today. So let's go into that. I see the resolution is not the highest, so well, this is a picture of, yeah, the server room is over here behind that wall, and this is the door, and over here is a lot of heat. It's not very good, that picture. Let's go next. This is a picture of the first floor. You can see the windows are very hot, and that's because it's only one layer of glass, and the chimney up here is very hot, or hotter than everything else. And there is kind of like lines here. I think that might be the beams where there is no insulation behind the beams. This looks funny. Oh, I'll have to turn that one around. Here is the house from the road. You can see the chimney up here is very hot. And here is a piece where there is no insulation. I haven't insulated that yet. That's very clear that this triangle right here is rather hot compared to the triangle over here where I know I have insulated. There is something to work on right there. Plus up here is hot. I'm not sure if I can do anything about that. But, this was mostly that triangle that was important. Here is the house from another angle, and all this part of the roof has been insulated. This part up here near the chimney has not. So that was kind of to see that. And also here we can see again this triangle that is not insulated. Over here something is also warmer than the rest of this. This wall is insulated from the inside, and that's not very clear, but it looks like to be more cold than this one, which is not insulated on the inside. But otherwise it looks pretty good up here. Oh, another one needs to turn around. It's more or less the same thing. We can kind of see that right here is a wall that is not insulated as well as over here where it's insulated. And the roof is very cool here, except over here. I'm building my sleeping loft, and I've insulated up here too, with some missing pieces. I see there is tiny holes in the insulation where heat is coming through. That would be somewhere to go look for that. This is cool. Have a window here. We can see the wall is fairly cool, but down here at the floor there is seeping out some heat too. And up here at the top of the roof, where the room is very hot because heat seeks up, so near the roof or the ceiling it will be hotter than the rest. And compared to that, the roof is very cool up there. Yeah, this is just to see the insulation missing up here. That's something I could go do. And also here is seeking out a lot of heat. And the windows are very hot. I don't know if there is anything to do with that. I did buy some rather expensive windows, so they should be good. But even though they are also reflecting stuff, and windows are hard to do a thermal image on. This one up here looks more correct. There's a ghost in the window up here. There's a ghost here, and he has a tripod. Probably not. Yeah, this is front of the house, the nice entrance. This is a single layer of glass and it has plastic on the inside. This is wooden that has been put down there. And this is more or less just to show the wood is a really good insulator here. It's amazing how little heat that goes out that way compared to the wall over here. And especially some part right up here where I'm guessing that there is no insulation between the walls anymore. So probably right there is a big part of insulation missing. Over here is the door, and that is not specifically airtight, I can see. This is my mailbox. It's not very visible. Here is the door from another angle. You can see the wood down here is very cold. The window is kind of hot, and on top of everything up here is a lot of heat is seeking through there. But the door over here has a very light crack over here, and I examined that yesterday, and it seems that hot air is pissing out right there. And the same thing here, there's a hot spot down there, and that shouldn't really be there. So there's some more areas that I can go look at and correct. This is the look of my house. The kitchen is down here. It seems I have light on in the kitchen, and it seems that it's better to turn off the light. It gives a more correct picture. There are some pieces of the house here that is, I think over here is a big piece of the house that is not insulated between the walls. Yeah, this is kitchen window, and it's very clear to see that there is heat coming out from beneath the window. That would be a good area to insulate that better. And over here, I think that's the handle of the window. The window, it goes out like this, and I think this is the metal handle that is sitting right there. So that is being heated from the inside and moving the heat out. Oh yeah, this is the heat pump. The heat pump is here. That's fairly cold. There's something hot right there. Here is the wires going into the house, and they're very hot. They look all yellow and very, very, very hot, but if you put your hand on it, you can almost not even feel it. But compared to everything else, they're hot. This is the line that goes into the house down to the basement right here. This is the back wall of my data center. Right in here is the data center, and right up here is where all the hot air is, and I'm actually blowing that hot air into the house. But this wall is not insulated, so it shows on the outside. And again, if you would take your hand and feel that wall, it would also feel cool. But it is hotter than the rest of the wall. And here's another view of the same thing. That's the data center right there. Oh, yeah, this is the water heater in the bathroom. I thought this looked very funny. The hot water is inside of here, and that looks very well insulated. But all the pipes going in and out, they're rather hot, and I don't think that all of them should be this hot. I think there's some cold water that is being heated unnecessarily. The pipes are really inside the house, and I do need some more heating in that bathroom, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything about this because, well, the heat is being used. But in summertime, when I only want the hot water, this might be better for the radiator to heat the room and not these pipes. And down here there's a square, and that's my towel. So that's insulating the pipes fairly. That's the bathtub, and even though I haven't used the bathtub, this thing for the water is hot. And there's a very dark spot over here in the corner. It's very cold right there. And on the bottom of the bathtub is very cold too. And I have noticed that my bathtub is definitely not insulated down to the ground. If you take a hot bath, it will also become cold very fast, the water, so there's a lot of heat seeping out of that bathtub. This is the bathroom radiator, and I thought that looked cool. Here is a window. It's a window between the server room and the house, and it's an old window. I haven't changed this yet, so this is to show that up here is cold air seeping in, and down here is cold air seeping in. Over here, here, and here, it's very cold, very hot right here, warmer. There is also a lot of heat going through the glass because this is only single layered glass. I need to change that as well. This is a window on the first floor, second floor maybe, the upstairs. There's a hot radiator right here. Oh, it's not hot, it's just warm. And this is a single layered glass window, and it's very cool. A lot of heat is going out that way. And here is a picture of the attic. Most of this is very well insulated. There is some gaps right here, and there's some cold down here. I think this is places where I haven't insulated where the wall is, and this is insulated. I need to insulate these pieces. And this is out under the roof, and I've put insulation on here, but these pieces are not insulated. I think I showed in the earlier video that I had to go insulate that because a lot of heat is seeking out that way. Another picture of that. Okay, we can actually make the pictures a little bit larger. That might be helpful. Here is a big beam of the roof, and down here with the black part is where the roof is not insulated to the outside. It's just the roofing material. This is my power meter. That's what it is. So this is the thing that meters the power, and over here are the fuses, and that's kind of a good thing. Nothing is hot over there. There's something hot here, but, well, and that's a window to the outside, and the same thing is here. The bottom of the window is pretty black. That's where all the cold air falls down and cools down the plastic down here. And this is a window and a radiator underneath it. So these little black spots would be places where the window is not entirely closed to the outside. So there would be a little bit of cold air seeking in here. But this is a single layered glass window, so it's not good. It's probably one of the more expensive windows. Picture of a corner on the second floor, and over here is a hole down to the living room, apparently, because there's a lot of heat coming up through that little hole in that otherwise pretty cold corner. And I measured that, 17.6 degrees Celsius. Here is a place on the second floor where the floor pieces are missing, and these pieces they're pieces of wood that are on the ceiling of the downstairs, and they have a little gap between them, so you can see the heat from the downstairs seeking up through these floorboards or ceiling boards. I just thought it looked cool. Same thing here. There are some bigger gaps over here, and this one looks pretty warm. Here's a cold corner that I found. There's probably quite a bit insulation missing right there. Otherwise it's hot, but that little bit is cold. This is I just found this radiator. I thought it looked cool that the heat is coming in here and trying to get over here, but this part of the radiator over here is pretty cold. All the hot water goes down that way, and actually the water coming out of it is probably a bit too hot. So that radiator outtake should really have been over here. I would have divided the heat in the radiator a lot better. Now it's just going that way down. And this is me, water hot guy, on a cool night. I just thought this would be a cool picture, me and the house behind me. The camera automatically adjusts for heat and cold, so you can see I'm very hot here, but the difference in heat on the house is not very visible, like the chimney up here. If I was not in the picture, the chimney would be all yellow. But now that I'm in the picture and emitting probably 37 degrees Celsius, the chimney is cold compared to me. And here's another one. It wasn't as good, so I was actually trying to cool down my bracelets so that they would be visible by sucking in some cold air really fast. That didn't work very well. And I think this is the last one. This is me and my wind turbine. Not as good either, but it's a pretty cool picture anyway. I think this is the best picture I took. So I've already put a copy of this on my Google+, so come visit me there. This is quite an amazing little thing. I highly recommend this, and even better if you can get someone else to buy it and just lend it whenever you want to. So very many thumbs up for this little FLIR ONE. It's very cool. I'm linking to it, my Amazon thing down here. So yeah, thank you for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. Join me over at Google+, where I occasionally put some pictures of what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna post a picture of this. That would be cool. So yeah, have a nice day. Bye bye. Over here. Yes. Bye bye.